calculations and sound logic. That's the ticket. What's on your mind?
Nothing. Want to make sure we were good. Let's go. Alright, how much more do we have? Watch. The unreliable interior. Against all odds, the unreliable takes flight.
I believe I hear Felix and Parvati discussing the latest. You have a message from Adjutant Sophia Akande.
I'm impressed, Captain. I almost expected you wouldn't go through with it. Unfortunately, Dr. Wells found a way to corrupt the signal before we could pinpoint his location. Still, it's only a matter of time before we find him. Come visit me in Byzantium. We need to have a talk about the future of this colony.
I have an achievement in a way. I can't read. The Boer's negative reputation decreased? What? Talking about up? Byzantium's a
Meet me
big
in my
place.
office. I've authorized your ship at my personal landing pad.
Adjutant
thank you.
Akande has...
Dude, I don't know. I'm gonna save the game.
If
Save the game.
you don't mind my saying, Captain, Minister Clark is lucky to have you on...
He's on my side.
We have arrived at the Hope. I need you to reroute power. You'll have to connect me to the Hope's comm system so I can convince her central computer to enable the skip drive.
What's going to happen if I
If your
skip the hope?
calculations are even slightly off, you could crash the entire colony ship into Terra 2. Or the Sun.
Good thing I'm great at math. I know all the best
recommend
numbers.
you leave the calculations up to me, Captain.
Alright.
Captain, I hope Dr. Wells has not dragged you into one of his irrational schemes again. My diagnosis of his mental stability...
Hope. Character level 30 reached. Was it the achievement? I mean, we might not finish it tonight. I don't know. I gotta find a game to do after this. Like, in terms of after we finish the other worlds. What will be the next game? I do not know.
That ought to do her, Captain.
Excuse me, can I help you? Don't mind that I'm here.
You know, when they posted us here, I told them there wasn't any point. Nobody would be so stupid as to fly. Shows how much I know. You've got about 5 seconds to tell me what you're doing here before I make you take a walk outside.
I was sent to repair the reactor so it doesn't explode and take the colony out with it.
Explode? Holy shit. Alright. You'll want a uniform so my staff doesn't shoot you on sight. We've got a few extra in the old...
I wish I could do that.
Well, you're not me, there, Pilardi. So that's why you can't. What the heck is that? I'm done looting. Scoozy.
You gotta teach me that.
Never. Where am I? I was here.
You alright, Captain? I mean, seeing this place again?
It doesn't bother me in the slightest.
Worker. Error. Hulk crew data not found. Identify yourself.
I wasn't one of the passengers when I woke
Hibernation
up,
pod
brother.
access is illegal. State your employer. Register.
UDL.
A fine of 10,000 bits will be assessed in your...
That's fine. Lower reset. Just started blasting. Wrong gun.
That's the last of them.
Got him. Dang
Should
it.
we assign Sam for a cleanup?
That does it. I'm never ever getting in one of those pods.
Flamethrower 2.0. Just throws flames out of about. Who cares? It's gonna be over in like an hour anyway. But it's a looter. Excuse me.
That's the Hope's computer up ahead. I'll admit. I am curious to wake him. Greetings, Captain. I am speaking to you through the Hope's computer system. It's a rather cramped feeling, but it'll do.
Am I really doing that right
Probably
there?
not, but don't let that stop you. My Constellation executables could use some beefing. Searching. Please stand. Are
I'm
you
ready.
sure? That is extremely dangerous. Skipping the Hope will void the warranty on the skip drive. And also potentially kill an entire planet. How is my humor now, Captain? Improved?
Head to Terror
Jump
2.
starting the skip drive. Destination set to the rings of Terra 2.
Doing it
I
myself.
wouldn't advise that, Captain.
In case I don't get another chance to say it, it's been interesting, Captain.
I'm real good with numbers.
Well, I literally can't dispute that. Please with the daily ship log note that I defer to the captain against my better judgment. I am programmed not to ignore an order, after all.
ADA, does your captain seriously intend to do a micro-jump in system with engines that haven't been powered in 70 years on a derelict ship?
That is what my captain intends, yes.
But that is a gross misuse of the skip drive. The Zero Point Drives Corp and I will not be held responsible for any damage incurred during transport, and this will cause extreme damage.
Yes, I am aware of that.
You should not be doing this. The humans will die. These calculations don't look right. Why is this number negative?
Thank you, Hope. It looks like all systems are go. Captain, I would advise you to hold on to something. Now.
It's just that easy. Sunburn. Alright, I get it.
In case I don't get another chance to say it, it's been interesting, Captain.
Doing it. I mean, affirmative. Skipping the Hope in 3, 2, 1.
ADA, does your captain seriously intend to do a micro-jump in system with engines that haven't been powered in 70 years on a derelict ship?
That is what my captain intends, yes.
But that is a gross misuse of the skip drive. The Zero Point Drives Corp and I will not be held responsible for any damage incurred during transport, and this will cause extreme damage.
Yes, I am aware of that.
You should not be doing this. The humans will die.
Thank you, Hope. It looks like... Oh, good. We are still alive and have successfully skipped into Terra 2's orbit. I reported as much to Phineas Wells, but he has not responded. Perhaps you should check in on him.
Okay.
Oh. I feel like I've been turned inside out. Let's not do that again.
We gotta talk. Something on your mind?
You wanted to talk?
Something you need?
Something on your mind?
Okay.
Captain, I am receiving a Captain, I shall now play the transmission I received from Dr. Wells.
Thank the Lord you warned me. I was able to get some defenses up, but they might not be enough. The board has sent some serious firepower to pry me out of here. They're trying to get in here, and I'm not sure I can stop them. If they capture me, if we can't communicate again, there's something very important you need to remember. The board, all their lackeys, they're all a bunch of swine. Do you hear me? They're fucking corporate swine. You fucking pigs! I'll take you all out with me! I'll never...
It would seem the recording captured some rather dire events. I presume you'll want to dock at the orbital lab to check on your associate as soon as possible. How can I be of assistance? See you soon. We have successfully arrived at Phineas's orbital lab, Captain, and we are still in one piece.
Nice and easy.
Okay.
Captain, as it appears we may soon be embarking for a maximum security prison planet, I believe the crew would like to speak with you to, as you humans put it, air some concerns.
Okay.
Those board goons kidnapped Mr. Phineas and hauled him away to Tartarus. How are we gonna get him out?
To extract the scientist, you will need to infiltrate the labyrinth. But that course of action is likely to be quite dangerous, Captain.
What's so
The
bad?
labyrinth is a massive maximum security prison on an uninhabitable planet. Being incarcerated there is seen as a fate worse than death.
Still, we can't do nothing. It wouldn't be right.
The armed surveillance protocols on a maximum security prison planet are highly sophisticated. As such, escapes are historically quite impossible and deadly. I am programmed to warn you whenever you exhibit inclinations toward risky behavior.
Getting in is the simple part. It's getting out again that's the trouble. Trust me, I know.
Let's just do it. Kick down some doors, grab Doc Wells, and cut a path out. We don't need a plan. We got guns.
If you really need to do this, you should see to your final affairs and close out any unfinished business. Once you sneak into Tartarus, you may be there a while.
It's the craziest plan I've ever heard. And I mean that as a compliment.
You didn't hire me to think. And I ain't about to start now. You're my boss. And I'll walk into fire with you.
I think it's insane. But maybe the colony needs a healthy dose of insanity.
I know it's dangerous. And I won't lie and say I'm not scared out of my wits. But I couldn't live with myself if we didn't do something.
You're asking for more than bravery from us, Captain. But there are worse ways to go than dying for a good cause. I'm in.
Let Sam get the grime out. It's what our units do best.
The entire plan is a terrible...
If we don't make it, at least it'll be a great story.
Got my trusty tossball stick. Got my ass-kicking boots. I'm ready, boss.
Outstanding.
You can count on us, Captain. We're crew. For real crew. That means we got each other's backs. Right?
Never thought I'd volunteer to break into a prison. Seems like your tendency towards risky behavior is rubbing off on me, Captain.
Command not recognized.
Waiting on your command.
The point of no return.
I am pleased to inform you that we have arrived at the labyrinth. Please be advised that the punishment for trespassing is execution. Please be advised that electrical storms on the surface of Tartarus make departure impossible at this time. Oh, speak of the devil. Captain, I am receiving a transmission from the prison's docking authority now.
Attention, unauthorized spacecraft. This is a maximum security installation. Your presence here is an explicit violation of UDL corporate policy. You are hereby confined to your docking platform until a ticket detailing your crimes has been filed and notarized, at which point your vessel will be seized and you will be executed. I wager it'll take a bit longer than it takes you to lose your patience and storm out of your ship looking to get shot. To be honest, that'd make my job a lot easier. You come out, we shoot you full of holes, and then everyone goes about their day worry-free. Except you. You'll be dead. Huh? Oh, yes, ma'am. Right away, ma'am. I just couldn't see you clearly before. Screen's on the fritz. Damn thing. But for the record, now that I hear you, I totally recognize you. Totally. You're, you. Anyway, Tartarus Docking Authority signing up. Hang on. Another ship just pulled into your dock. Wait, is that from the Groundbreaker? What the? Pay no mind to that. Just have a pleasant day.
Transmission terminated.
Okay.
Biometric ID received. Transferring data to external. How can I be of assistance? May luck be with you.
The captain did right by us once. Now it's ours. The board will never own Groundbreaker. Not while I reign. Push on, Mardad.
Well, sweeping the area.
Stay down, Hullhead. Sure never planned on
too easy.
seeing the inside of this place.
This might be the loneliest place in the whole system.
Nice of them to leave us a few options.
Looking good, soldier.
Let's go, troops. Stellar Base counting on us.
Who?
Are you new here? Oh, no. Don't tell anyone, please. Ooh, thank you.
Well, look who it is.
Who's that?
I'll be damned. I was prepping the studio for our announcement, and here you are as a bonus. I had heard you'd taken a mechanic under your wing. What's the matter, girl? Couldn't find actual employment?
The captain's treated me right. Better than any of you bored folk ever have. I'm exactly where I want to be.
Ah, and the wayward doctor. Are you about done with your escapades? We have faces that need lifting, after all.
These days, I'm more interested in breaking them. Wouldn't mind taking a swing at yours.
When you go off and get yourself shot, try to avoid taking one to the face. I'll want it recognizable to show to my citizens. My word! You've correctly identified the most recognizable man in the colony. Remarkable.
Are you?
It's a wonder what Phineas saw in you. Then again, he's an insane person. Thankfully, he's our insane person now. A proper company man. Yes, he is an extraordinarily obstinate fellow, isn't he? Fine, he isn't working for us per se. Semantics, he'll come around. But that's between us. As far as my adoring citizens will know, we've turned a dangerous crackpot into a working-class man. It's a miracle. Oh yes, go on, wake them up, add more mouths to feed. That'll solve our starvation problems. I don't know what half-baked plans that simpleton in a lab coat has been leading you through, but it's done. It's over. Let me ask you something, Captain. Have you at any point thought about not fucking up our entire society?
We're helping, which is more than you can say.
I'm making actual progress towards stabilization and recovery. You're just getting in the way. If I and my people can ride it out in luxury and happiness, yes, I would. I don't know if you've noticed, Captain, but Halcyon's pretty much a lost cause. I'll admit, there's no shortage of talent in the scientists and engineers there.
It's too easy.
Look, I'm not an unreasonable man. If you manage to storm the castle, as it were, and make it out of here with Phineas alive, I can't exactly afford more havoc than you've already caused. Fine. If you survive, you'll need someone to sell the rest of the board on your plan.
All right, MSI. I'm not one for rousing speeches, but the captain needs our help. So,
I
get
don't.
in there and fight!
Guess this is it, huh?
Literally, I'm just walking to the exit.
Whatever comes of this, I'm just real glad to know you all.
Captain, you have an uncanny talent for complicating my life. You've been working with Dr. Wells from the beginning. When we moved to arrest him, he was prepared. I lost good soldiers in the attempt. You've disrupted the balance of power. You've upset the natural order of things. You've introduced uncertainty, and there is nothing I despise more than uncertainty. Typical. Running your mouth in the middle of a crisis. It's almost as if you delight in chaos.
It's the
My
latter.
report said you were simple-minded. I simply never imagined you'd be stupid enough to throw the entire system into chaos. I should have dealt with you a long time ago. You were always too dangerous to leave unchecked. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised by your impertinence. Leaving you alive was my greatest mistake. But it is a mistake I intend to correct. I have Dr. Wells in my custody. Once I've secured his cooperation, I can move forward with the program. I can repair the damage you've done. Fair enough. I'm giving you exactly one chance to parley with me.
It's too easy.
Interesting that you think I'm going to die here. I believe I'm more than capable of taking you on. Fair point. I don't know how you've managed to defy the odds. By every reasonable estimate, you should be dead. Yet here you stand. I've devoted my entire life to protecting Halcyon. I'm not afraid to die in the line of duty. There isn't much of a board left, thanks to you. You've thrown this system into disarray. Cleaning up your mess will be the work of a lifetime. You were always an unknown variable. I tried to recruit you, but you threw your lot in with that madman, Phineas Wells. Yes, I'm quite aware of your brazen act of corporate vandalism. By the way, those test subjects you killed, they died in agony. My scientists assure me they can recover the data you've destroyed. You've succeeded in temporarily delaying our research. Nothing more. That isn't true. It can't be. You're trying to manipulate me. That experiment was absolutely essential to the program. My scientists assured me they were close to a breakthrough. They gave me their word. I don't know what pains me more. Realizing that I've been lied to, or hearing the truth from an idiot like you. We're going to have to start all over again. All that research, all those experiments, you've set us back decades. I haven't given up on the program yet. You've caused some complications, but I can improvise. I can fix this. I haven't lost control of the labyrinth yet. Our security system is still operational. I can still put a stop to you. This prison is equipped with an automechanical warden. I've had it programmed to eliminate you on sight and...
Hold up.
Captain, you haven't... You've disrupted the balance. For all your talents, you are the enemy of all that's left to do. Anyone with eyes can see you wander the system, doing as you please, answering to no one. Your mere existence throws Halcyon into chaos. I simply can't have that. The board is the only power left at Halcyon. We're the only ones keeping this colony from dissolving into ruin. You had so much potential. I would have put your talents to good use. I'm not in the business of working with my enemies, and you were always an unknown variable. I tried to recruit you, but you threw your lot in with that madman, Phineas Wells. Rockwell said that. You're lying. This is another one of your tricks. I've been the chairman's most reliable associate. Chairman Rockwell took your side over mine? That miserable turncoat. I can't believe he'd abandon his duties at the first sign of trouble. I have given the chairman nothing less than a lifetime of loyal, honorable service. And this is how he repays me. By leaving me twisting in the wind. No, neither do I. Rockwell, I haven't given up on the program yet. I haven't lost control of the labyrinth yet. Our security system is still operational. I can still put a stop to you. Yeah, my scientists assure me that experiment was... Congratulations, Captain. You've outplayed me. I accept your terms and will return Dr. Wells to your care. I just hope you've made the right decision. The fate of the colony is in your hands now. I bid you farewell, Captain.
It's just that easy. Game over. Time.
You don't know how glad I am to see you. You must have said something to get under Akande's skin. She's gone, and I don't think she's coming back. And you lunatic, you broke into the board's own fortress just to rescue one doddering old man. You are absolutely out of your mind, and I can't begin to thank you enough. Ah, all in a day's work for you, huh? You've broken the board's stranglehold on this colony, and you saved my life. But there's still so much we have yet to accomplish. You and I are going to have to work harder than ever to save Halcyon. I'm afraid the situation is far worse than any of us ever anticipated. I would like nothing more than to celebrate this victory, but we have a serious problem on our hands. Earth has gone dark. We haven't received a single message in 3 years. There's been no communication, no signals, nothing. 2 years ago, the Earth's Directorate's frigate disappeared on their way back to Earth. We don't know what they discovered when they arrived, or if they arrived at all.
They haven't exactly been hands-on around here anyway. So there's one less rubber stamp to worry about.
Earth is humanity's home planet, Miss Fenhill. The psychological effects of losing our original home will be devastating.
You mean we're all alone out here? Really alone?
I'm afraid so, Miss Holcomb. Halcyon is the only home we have left. Returning to Earth is no longer an option. We're in serious trouble, my friend. Do you know what this means for Halcyon? We can't rely on Earth for support anymore. We've been cut loose. We're entirely on our own. Yes, certainly. I'll help however I can. I don't know what happened, but something must have gone horribly wrong. I don't know why Earth's gone silent. I don't even know if Earth exists anymore. We have no connection back to Earth, and return is likely impossible. We're completely alone out here. You might have heard of the Earth Directorate's frigate. Half the colony's entire military was on that ship. They were returning to Earth when they vanished without a trace. That was 2 years ago. We haven't heard a word from them since. Whatever happened to Earth likely happened to them. I wasn't trying to hide the truth from you, but after all you've done, I owe you an explanation. Yes, I experimented on the Hope's colonists. Each of my experiments ended, in catastrophic failure. Each of my subjects died in agony. You are my first and only success. I didn't tell you about the others because I didn't want to burden you. My failures are my own to bear, not yours. I'm not asking you to forgive me. Law knows I won't forgive myself, but I'm going to try to set things right. My apologies. I need to get a hold of myself. We've far more pressing issues to worry about right now. If you have any more questions... Yes, we do. You've done a marvelous thing. You've succeeded where anyone else would have failed, including me. We must begin the revival process immediately, starting with the Hope's brightest minds, and then we're going to fix this damn colony, one problem at a time. We're going to need a leader, and I can't imagine a better person for the job than you. What do you say, old friend? Will you help us?
Oh, sorry.
I see. Well, you've certainly earned a treat for yourself. I'll just get on with reviving the other colonists and saving Halcyon, then. Enjoy your creamed ice, or whatever you call it.
It's over.
The OSI teaches that everything in the universe happens according to the grand plan. But the stranger that arrived in Halcyon was an unplanned variable.
All the achievements.
From the moment she landed in Emerald Vale, her actions altered the course of history. The events on Tartarus brought about the end of the board's authority. But the board's mistakes would haunt the colony for decades to come. The damage they left behind would require the work of a generation to repair. Dr. Phineas Wells began reviving a handful of the Hope's colonists. Engineers, scientists, technicians, and intellectuals. They were among the brightest minds the Earth had ever sent out into the stars. The Hope scientists and engineers woke up in a colony descending headlong into total collapse. With no way to return to Earth, they had no choice but to band together and devote themselves to the cause of saving Halcyon. The people of Halcyon were nothing if not hardy. In the absence of the board's authority, many of the colony's settlements banded together with a single purpose in mind: survival. Life was especially hard in the years to come. Some towns dissolved by attrition and starvation, but most of them found a way to carry on. In the years to come, Halcyon was forced to reckon with its newfound freedom. The board was gone, and for better or worse, the colony was responsible for its own destiny. Between MSI's worker-centric policies and the iconoclast's manpower, Sanjar and Zora were able to rally many of the Terra 2 townships to their cause. MSI's workforce swelled, and the iconoclasts enjoyed a significant surge in their ranks. The board was too distracted by infighting and internal politics to stop MSI from becoming a powerful corporation and a refuge for townships that might have fallen through the cracks. Consumed by paranoia, Lilia Hagen took Sublight Salvage in a controversial direction, openly accusing board officials of an extraterrestrial conspiracy. One day, an accident at the Groundbreaker's docking bay silenced her forever. Time would tell if her replacement could keep the Sublight family together. Adelaide McDevitt replaced Reed Thompson as the leader of Edgewater. She and her followers transformed Edgewater in their image. Anyone loyal to Reed was pressured into leaving town, and those who stayed behind adapted to her way of life. Adelaide transformed the old cannery into a new garden. The nearby Edgewater Cemetery provided a convenient source of fertilizer. Under the leadership of Junlei Tennyson, the Groundbreaker held firm against corporate influence. The ship's mechanical stability gave Junlei the time to educate a promising generation of engineers schooled in her family's traditions. The future of the Groundbreaker looks promising. The rediscovery of the Hope and the abandonment of the lifetime employment program forced Byzantium to come to terms with some uncomfortable realities about the state of Halcyon. While Byzantines were reluctant to surrender the luxuries they'd grown accustomed to, the board's diminished authority gave them little choice in the matter. Nearly everyone had to learn to make do with less. Some even had to get jobs. It was a dark time indeed. Your influence shifted Ellie's perspective. She finally admitted, albeit grudgingly, that she just might need other people. Sometimes. With a steady income from the life insurance payouts, she was finally able to afford a ship of her own. She hired a small crew and flew supply missions to communities on the fringe. Some of them were even legal. Life in Halcyon was sobering for Felix Millstone. The grand revolution he dreamed of never came. There was no great awakening for the colony, no celebrations in the streets. There was only the hard, desperate work of trying to repair a broken colony. Felix never had a head for numbers, but if there was labor to be done, he was there to help. Eventually, Felix realized that the work of a revolution was done with two hands. As much as he enjoyed his adventures aboard the Unreliable, the vicar, known as Max, eventually decided that it was time to move on, to live out the life he had sought so long to create. He knew there were many in the colony who carried burdens much worse than the ones he had struggled with, and he devoted himself to easing their suffering wherever he could. He only ever took up arms again to defend the defenseless. Unshackled from a lifetime of striving and fighting the universe and himself, Vicar Maximilian de Soto was finally at peace. Once the matter with the Hope colonists was resolved, Junlei bashfully asked Parvati if she'd like to join her permanently on the Groundbreaker, and Parvati enthusiastically, if somewhat awkwardly, agreed. The stories of her adventures spread across the colony, and Parvati soon found herself the center of attention. Having served as the engineer of a renowned spacecraft, tramp freighters and wildcat miners sought her out by name, and in no time, she was a fixture in the Groundbreaker's mechanical ecosystem. She and Junlei were never far apart. Nyoka returned to Monarch to take another crack at making a permanent life for herself. She formed the Charon Group, a mercenary outfit of ragtag survivalists and wilderness experts. Anyone in need of a guide, or just looking to throw back a beer and swap stories, could find her camping on the trail or clearing an infestation. The SAM unit that accompanied you spread awareness of the product line's superior sanitation and maintenance capabilities across what was left of the colony. This led to a boost in SAM unit sales. Did you know that SAM units are the longest-lasting, toughest-acting cleaning solution in Halcyon? Minister Clark was released from house arrest, and his contact with you gave him a sense of renewed purpose and vigor. Once it became clear that no help would be coming from Earth, he threw his considerable efforts and talents into helping Halcyon manage the crisis before it. It was widely suspected that Sophia Akande was the true power behind Chairman Rockwell. However, after the riots on Tartarus, she was never again seen in the colony. Various theories circulated as to her fate. Some believed she boarded an interstellar ship capable of journeying to a distant colony. Others believed she died trying to escape Tartarus. Some few suggest she fled to Monarch, where she continued to live among a small band of loyalists. There is another theory, which suggests that Sophia's encounter with you changed her, and she deliberately retreated from public view, but continued supporting the colony in secret. When Dr. Wells began reviving the Hope's colonists, he found himself with a sudden windfall of additional supplies and resources, courtesy of an anonymous donor. If Wells knew who his supplier was, he never told a soul. Chairman Rockwell served as the public face for the changes in Halcyon to come. Whenever you needed strings pulled or a voice to sell a policy change, Rockwell was only too happy to oblige. As for Dr. Phineas Wells, he spent his remaining years in his orbital lab. He eventually came to terms with his own past and was able to forgive the mistakes of his younger self by devoting his remaining years to serving the colony. Dr. Wells was able to revive many more scientists and engineers than he first expected, thanks to the additional batch of chemicals you stole from the Ministry. Wells never forgot about the human lives that were lost in acquiring these chemicals. In the end, Dr. Wells was able to save every scientist and engineer aboard the Hope. Over the next decade, nearly all of the Hope's remaining colonists were successfully revived. Halcyon saw a period of rapid technological and scientific advancement. Breakthroughs in dietary supplements saved the colony from starvation. Geoengineering projects and social reforms began to change the structure and character of the colony. Dr. Wells laid the groundwork for the project to save the colony, but he would never live to see the fruits of his labor. He passed away a few years later. His work was carried on by the scientists and engineers he revived. Today, Halcyon has stabilized. The people of the colony work hard to adapt to their new circumstances. Nearby colonies send aid and supplies. Life will never be easy in Halcyon, but for the first time in its history, there exists a sense of real, genuine hope about the future. And what about you, the unplanned variable in the history of Halcyon? You brought an end to the chaos on Tartarus, and left Dr. Wells to save Halcyon on his own. You had more pressing matters to attend to. As you tasted your first scoop of Rizzo's partially emulsified, semi-frozen milk-like dessert, you realized something. All your troubles, all your adventures, all your struggles and choices, they had all led to this single moment. And it was all worth it. No one knows what's happened to Earth, and no one knows what the future has in store for Halcyon. All we know for certain is this: the name of the Unreliable and that of its intrepid captain will remain the subject of countless stories for years to come.
It's over. Finally. I mean, it was fine, but nowhere near New Vegas. I'll eventually do Supernova, do the speed run or whatever, but not right now. I refuse. Brother, it's finally over. He's beat it.
Nice, how was it?
Not nowhere near New Vegas, but it was fine. Definitely not worthy of the nomination of Game of the Year. Somehow I was putting this way under that list, but yeah, it's over.
Interesting.
And the biggest thing is like there's 9 different enemies total in this whole game.
Really? That's it?
You got like 3 different human enemies, just different armor. You have the sniper, the melee guy, and then you have the random assault rifle guy. That's the first set of 3. Then you have the varmints, I guess, which are like 3 different like dogs, which are like one big one, one spitter, and then one tough one. 3. And you got the giant ants, which is the queen, the spitter, and the melee guy. That's pretty much the entire combat.
What the
There's
hell?
like mini there was like kind of like rats. They're like rats, they don't really do much.
That's kind of whack.
I mean, that was the biggest thing about it. Besides having to The last 10 hours were just loading screens. And to say that was a fact. I walked around and just fast traveled over and over. That was all it was. Just waiting for it to end. But I did also do everything. So I'm glad it is over. I just don't see. Did you see the list of nominees?
No.
It's this, Death Stranding, Smash. Let me see. Game Awards nominees 2019. So let's see here. Sekiro. So Game of the Year is Control. You heard of Control, right? By Remedy?
No. Yeah.
Then you get Death Stranding, you know that. Smash Bros. Ultimate, Resi 2, Sekiro, and The Outer Worlds. That's Game of the Year.
Okay.
Out of those things, I don't know, like either Resi 2 or Sekiro. I didn't play
Resi
Control, it
2.
didn't really interest me. It's weird though, because that's just a remake. If it was the complete new game, it would definitely be it. It was a fantastic game. But then again, it's also Konami, and like Jeff Keighley puts in Death Stranding, so you never know. Then Best Game Direction is Control, Death Stranding, Resident Evil 2, Sekiro, and Outer Wilds. Not to be confused with Outer Worlds. There's no way
I'm confused.
Death Stranding doesn't win Game Direction.
Yeah,
like the game is the Konami award, dude. Like, he directs he just does directions. Best narrative is A Plague Tale: Innocence, Control, Death Stranding, Disco Elysium, and The Outer Worlds. I didn't play any of these except for The Outer Worlds and some on DS, so I don't really have an opinion. I thought about doing A Plague Tale at some point, and maybe Control. I don't know. Best art direction.
I want to give that game a try.
I'll play it eventually. I'm not the biggest Remedy fan. But best art direction was Control, Death Stranding, Gris, Sayonara, Sekiro, Legend of Zelda. I love the Death Stranding look. The whole visual theme, the atmosphere. But I think just the way it is, it's great. Best score is Candace of Hyrule, Death Stranding, Devil May Cry 5, Kingdom Hearts 3, and Sayonara.
Kingdom Hearts 3 is probably on one.
I don't know. I mean, I didn't touch it, but I liked Devil May Cry's music.
What are you, a weeb?
Best audio design. I guess, yeah, I mean. That's more metal, though.
I'm just making fun
That
of
whole
you.
soundtrack is metal. Yeah, I got you. Audio design is Modern Warfare, Control, Death Stranding, Gears 5, Resi 2, and Sekiro. Honestly, dude, Resi 2.
Audio design? These are worse than like hot poop.
Gears 5 did sound... I don't know.
It sounded muddy.
I wouldn't say it was well done, but I mean, apparently people thought that. Best performance.
It's really loud. Do you hear that chainsaw? Wah.
Yeah. Best performance is Ashley Birch as Parvati in The Outer Worlds. Okay, she was like the only enjoyable character. Courtney Hope as Jessie Faden in Control, the main character. Laura Bailey as Kate Diaz. I did like Kate.
Yeah.
Mads Wilkinson as Cliff in Death Stranding. That's father. Matthew Porretta as Dr. Caspian Daring in Control. And Norman Reedus as Sam Porter Bridges. I feel like he's gonna go to Konami again. And Norman Reedus is the biggest name on that list. Games for Impact, Concrete Genie, Gris, Kind Words, Life is Strange 2, CSL, dude. I think it's either gonna go to Kind Words or CSL, dude. Oh, best ongoing game. What do you got here? Apex, Destiny, Final Fantasy XIV, Fortnite, and then Siege.
Siege.
What do you think? Siege? I think it's gonna be Final Fantasy or Apex?
Dude, Apex is garbage. Final Fantasy 14 should
Yeah,
be
but
shut
I
down
mean-
10 years ago.
Whoa. Whoa. Now I hate this thing. This one coming up, the best independent game.
Mm-hmm.
Got Baba is
We
You.
Were Here.
This. We Were Here? No. That was like a 2018 game anyway. But
Yeah.
Baba is You, Disco Elysium, Katana Zero,
Secret
Outer
Neighbor.
Wilds, and then I don't know why this is here, but Untitled Goose Game.
It's because it was a meme.
But is it worthy of an award?
It's a meme.
It is a meme, yeah, but
That's why it's there.
I don't know, man. Then you got Best Mobile Game, which is COD Mobile, Grindstone, Sayonara, Sky, and then What the Golf.
Raid
I
Shadow
didn't play any of
Legends.
these. Best Community, Support. When no one's support is very necessary. Apex, Destiny, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, and then Siege. And I don't know the support for any of these, so.
Neither do I.
I mean, you got Cosmo for Destiny, dude. And,
He wins.
You know, and Deej, the best voice. Best VR, AR, Asgard's Wrath, Blood and Truth, Beat Saber, No Man's Sky, and then Trove Saves the Universe. It's gonna go to Trove, or Trover. That's the Rick and Morty thing, dude. Best Action, Apex, Astral Chain, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Devil May Cry 5, Gears 5, or Metro Exodus.
You said that.
It's gonna
with
go to
such
Astral.
disdain.
Which one?
Call of Duty. You're so quick with all of it. I'm happy, and then you said Call of Duty.
I mean, because I read Astral Chain, it's gonna go to that. It's the weed game. It has to go to that, right? Best Action Adventure, Borderlands 3, Control, Death Stranding, Resi 2, Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, and then Sekiro. That's gonna be a toss-up. I do see Death Stranding winning most of these. Even if it's not deserved. Best RPG, Disco Elysium, Final Fantasy 14, Kingdom Hearts 3, Monster Hunter World Iceborne. They do DLCs? Or expansions? I didn't know that. And the Outer Worlds. I feel like Obsidian was like cherry-picked for some reason to be like the developer this year. With Outer Worlds. They're gonna get at least one award for it.
Probably.
Probably go to the best RPG. Best fighting game, DOA 6. There was 5 fighting games this year. Oh, it's gonna go to either. Well, it's Dead or Alive 6, Jump Force, Mortal Kombat 11, Samurai Showdown, and Smash. It'll probably be Smash, but MK11 does have a chance. Best family game. Well, they're all Mario, so except for Ring Fit Adventure. Best strategy game, Age of Wonders Planetfall, Anno 800, Fire Emblem, Total War, Tropico 6, or Group. Dude, we gotta play Age of Wonders. Best sport racing game, Crash Team Racing, Dirt Rally 2.0, eFootball, F1 2019, and then FIFA 20. I don't know what I'm playing. I played Dirt Rally 2. Best multiplayer game, Apex, Borderlands, Modern Warfare, Tetris 99, Division 2. I gotta tell my voting for Tetris 99.
Okay.
Fresh indie game presented by Subway. What? They sponsoring it? So ZAUM for Disco Elysium, Namada Studio for Gris, Dead Toast Entertainment. Oh, it's for the studio, not the game. Mobius Digital for the Outer Wilds, Mega Crit for Slay the Spire, and then House for Untitled Goose Game. Untitled for Mega Crit. Slay the Spire, dude. Content Creator of the Year, Courage, Dr. Lupo, Ewok, Graphic, and Shroud. I abstain from answering that one. Best Esports, Counter-Strike Global Offensive, Dota 2, Fortnite.
Which one's the Ulu guy?
The Ulu guy?
Yeah, the guy that dresses up like a fairy.
Oh, that's Sonic Fox. I believe is his name.
What a horrible...
He won last year, didn't he? No, that was Dr. Guy.
Doctor, let me interview you in a bathroom.
I did the... You got your wave your hand next to your neck. And you can't see. Best esports, it was CSGO, Dota 2, Fortnite, LoL, and Overwatch. Best esports player, Kyle. Okay, I'm gonna go by username. Bugga, Faker, Perks, Simple, and Sinatra. I don't know any of these people. Bugga. He plays Fortnite and Immortals.
Bugga.
Okay. Best esports team, Australis, G2 Esports, OG, San Francisco Shock, or Team Liquid?
Liquid.
Liquid? I recognize Liquid and G2. That's it. Best esports event. This is all esports stuff. Who cares?
Your mom.
Anyway, well, let me end this.